Welcome back to Fry Carpentry. So today I'm going to be going over how to reface cabinets and countertops. So this here is a pass-through countertop for my son's auto repair shop. So there's the groove in the middle is for a metal track for the glass doors to slide back and forth on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-edge band it and re-laminate the top with a different color laminate, which is this gray right here. So I'm going to go through the steps on how to do that. I already trimmed the ends down a little bit right here on the miter box, because if I would have added the new edge band to the old edge band, it would have been too tight to fit back into the opening. So it's already tight coming out, so I just cut that off. So when I put the new edge band on, it'll be the same length, if not just a hair shorter, so it'll go in easier when we go to reinstall it. So next step I'll show you, I got to sand these corners again. So as you can see, they're kind of flattened off there, so I get it to look like a radius like this side here. So I'm going to sand them in just a little bit so that edge band will bend around there super easy and stay in place. So that's what I'm going to do next, and I'll show you that here in a second. So to fix those radiuses on that top, I'm going to use the rigid horizontal oscillating belt sander, and it's also, as you can see, it's got spindle sanding drums for it. Also, it's oscillating spindle sander also. This head is interchangeable. So I'm going to be using the horizontal belt though to resand those radiuses. So this is the tool I'll be using, the rigid horizontal belt or oscillating spindle sander. Okay, that looks pretty good. You can see that there's more rounded than, see how that side's kind of flat, this side's rounded. So that's what we want to do with that. So I'm going to do the other three corners now. Show you how to do the edge band and then put the surface laminate on and route it and file it. Okay, so I got all the corners resanded. As you can see, they're more rounded now. They match that side. So it'll come in, the edge band will come in there a lot nicer. The next step I'm going to do is I'm going to take the belt sander, we're going to rough this surface up so it'll accept the glue for the new laminate. If you don't rough it up with that high shine and that high gloss on there, it won't let the glue stick to it. And so we'll just take this belt sander and sand her down. So I'll do that and then I'll show you the results from that. Okay, I don't know if you can see it real well. Let's see. I can get the right light here. It's kind of scuffed up, see? You don't want to go too much. You don't want a bunch of voids and stuff in it. Just scuff up the surface a little bit, then your glue will stick to it. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this laminate here in size to fit that. I already have an edge band cut for it. So I'm going to edge band it, and then I'm going to glue the tops on, and then we'll route it and file it. Okay, so to belt sand this edge of the top I'm refacing, I'm going to use my panel support jig that I built just from watching a video on Facebook. So I'm going to break that down and go over how I made it so you guys can make your own. They work really well. You can make it a little taller if you want. You can kind of modify it however you want. I just run this panel support jig. And this wedge here is good for 5/8 to 1 1/8. And then this wedge here is good for 1 3/8 to 1 3/4. So this one I use for plywood and this one I use for doors. So I'll show you how this works. I'm going to put this in there and I'll put the wedge in. So we use the door wedge. And I also have a, okay. I had another piece I used with it, but I'll just throw a piece of scrap under there. And then I just dropped the wedge in here. So you set that in there like that. Just drop the wedge, and because it's tapered, it gets tighter as you push it down. So now it's tight. This won't go nowhere. So now I can belt sand that edge with the belt sander while it's being supported by my panel jig. Okay, so I got the edge band on. I got it routed. Now I'll blow it off with the air hose, and then I'll take it back over there and belt sand it flush. Now I'll be ready to put the top on. Okay, so here I have 1/2 sanded flush, and this side I don't, so you can see the difference. Just want to take the belt sander and get it down flush, and now I'll take a sanding block and I'll finish it off. And then maybe if I need to, I can also take a file and do a final clean on it. So I'm going to belt sand this half next. So both sides will look like that far side there. All right, I'm getting ready to glue the top piece of laminate onto this pass-through countertop. This side's glued and it's tacked up now. It's been sitting long enough, and the top is also glued. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take and drop that onto here. Then I'll flip it over, roll it, and then we'll put some lam lube on the edge underneath, and then we'll route it and file it. Then we'll clean it, and it'll be ready to go back to the job and get reinstalled. There it is, stuck. So, okay, I'm going to roll it, and then we'll, like I said, we'll put some lam lube on it to protect that edge when that router bit's going along it, so don't burn it. And then we'll file it and clean it and send her on its way. So here's the finished product, all cleaned up, filed. So it's ready to go, be reinstalled. That's it. So that's how you reface or resurface a existing countertop. You want to relaminate it, you can go right over the old